people, mentor, and disciple others. We believe here at SCF that yes, you can. I have heard it said once before that if you're one page in front of someone else, then you're ready to disciple. The Bible, believe it or not, speaks strongly for young people to set an example for others to follow. 1 Timothy 4:12 says, "Don't let anyone look down on you because you are young, but set an example for the believers in speech, in conduct, in love, in faith, and in purity." Timothy, who was a young leader in the Bible, was probably looked down because of his age, and scholars believe he would have been anywhere between the ages of 16 to 30 at this point. The Apostle Paul, his mentor, the guy who wrote the majority of the New Testament, encouraged him to set an example. You want to know what the criteria is to disciple someone? Well, the verse in Timothy tells us, and that is to set an example in our speech, in our conduct, in our love, in our faith, and in purity. The Apostle Paul knew Timothy would have opposition from older generations because of his age, but encouraged him to keep leading, mentoring, discipling, and loving others. The Bible talks a lot about our speech, more specifically, to let our speech build people up and to bring life to others. If our speech fits this, then we are on our way to disciple others. Proverbs is full of examples on the power of our words. Proverbs 18:21, "The tongue can bring death or life. Those who love to talk will reap the consequences." Proverbs 12:18, "The words of a reckless pierce like swords, but the tongue of the wise brings healing." Proverbs 15:1, "A soft answer turns away wrath, but a harsh word stirs up anger." Proverbs 16:24, "Pleasant words are like honeycomb, sweetness to the soul and health to the bones." Proverbs 21:23, "Watch your tongue and keep your mouth shut, and you will stay out of trouble." Our words have power, and we need to be careful what we say. Timothy was instructed by Paul to set an example in his speech, and we ought to do the same. Pastor Craig Rochelle, the senior pastor of Life Church in America, says this: everything we say needs to be true, but not everything that is true should be said. Set an example in our speech so that you can lead others to be more like Christ. Secondly, our conduct or our behavior. The Bible talks a lot about our behavior, but Galatians 5:22 to 23 tells us what the fruit of the Spirit is. And it says this: "But the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, forbearance, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Against such things there is no law." If we want that in our behavior, then we are on our way to disciple someone else. 1 Corinthians 13 is the chapter of love in the Bible. If we want to know what love looks like, we need to read this chapter and abide by it. More specifically, verses 4 to 7 says, "Love is patient, love is kind, it does not envy, it does not boast, it is not proud, it does not dishonor others, it is not self-seeking, it is not easily angered, it keeps no record of wrongs. Love does not delight in evil, but rejoices with the truth. It always protects, always trusts, always hopes, always perseveres. If our love looks like that, then we are on our way to disciple others. And that's what our behavior should look like, one of love. Faith is another criteria. Hebrews 11, chapter 11, is the chapter of faith. If we want to know what faith looks like in action, we need to understand and read Hebrews 11 and live our lives according to it. Then we are on our way to disciple others. Due to time, you can read that chapter in your own time. The last criteria the Apostle Paul tells us is in purity. But what is purity? Well, if you understand the Apostle Paul and his other letters, you will understand that it's about sexual purity. If we are sexually pure and living according to the commands that the Bible tells us to live about our sexuality, then we can disciple others. Now, let's read this verse from Timothy again. Don't let anyone look down on you because of you are young, but set an example for the believers in speech, in conduct, in love, in faith, and in purity. If we live according to that, then we can disciple others. Now, we are human, and we are being restored into the perfect image and likeness of God. So, if we do stuff up, that is okay, as long as we are chasing Jesus and are chasing the life He has for us and allowing Him to transform us so that we can disciple. Live according to the scripture that 1 Timothy tells us to live by, and then you can disciple others. Just remember to set your eyes on Jesus, the pioneer and the perfecter of your faith. God bless.